today's video, we are going to look at how to get unstuck on electric guitar by making some classic songs even more fun and interesting to play. One thing I've learned as an instructor from teaching many electric guitar lessons is how important a role depth of knowledge plays in the electric guitar skills learning process. What is depth of knowledge? To understand what depth of knowledge is, let's take a really simple concept, like a G chord. Now, most people watching would say, sure, I know this chord inside and out. Why are we talking about it? But how many different inversions do you know of the G chord? Can you quickly shift between these inversions up and down the neck of the guitar when you're improvising rhythm guitar parts? Do you know these chord inversions simply as an isolated technique? Or are you able to visualize scale tones around them so you're able to improvise fills and licks within your rhythm guitar parts? How many string sets do you know these inversions across? Have you ever tried skipping strings? Just as an example, playing an inversion of a G major chord that uses string 5, string 3, and string 2, skipping string 4. Now, that's just one really simple example. I'm not trying to dog anyone or tell you, hey, look, you don't know how to play guitar. That's not what I'm getting at all. These are just learning principles that will guide you to a deeper understanding of the electric guitar technique and a much more fun and immersive playing experience overall. It'll help you uncover more musical skills that you can use in your own playing. It's a lifelong process that even I myself am still forging along with. With that principle and definition firmly in mind, today I'm going to take the chord progressions from 3 classic tunes. Tunes that some might even call cliche. To protect myself from stepping offside of any copyright infringement, the names of these tunes are going to be altered just slightly, but I think it's going to be very apparent which tunes I'm talking about. I'm going to take the main chord progressions from these tunes and provide 3 different interpretations, ascending in difficulty. And what I'm aiming to do is take a song that many people, if not all people watching, already know, and use that song to apply our electric guitar playing skills in a new way. When you're trying these out, try to start from the simplest level first, even if it seems easy. Remember that even an exercise that seems easy can hold a ton of value and benefit for you in your playing, because it can get you to break out of your familiar patterns and get you to apply skills in ways you haven't done so before. This can happen even if an exercise seems like it's beneath your level. Let's dive in, shall we? Okay, so the first classic tune that we're going to be taking a look at has a pretty simple chord progression. We are going to be putting our left hand through a little bit of trials with some of the licks and fills in some of these levels. So I'm going to call this one Knocking on Hell's Door. The chord progression for this tune is quite simple. Specifically, it's a split bar of G and D, so 2 beats of G, 2 beats of D, and then 4 beats of A minor, and then we basically rinse and repeat, 2 beats of G, 2 beats of D, and then 4 beats of C major. Let's see what we can do with this one. Okay, so just a quick breakdown. Level 1, I'm playing a G major chord with a root note on the 4th string. Then I'm switching to a first inversion of a D major chord. The root note is on the 2nd string. Then I'm playing an A minor, it's like starts off as an A minor chord, but it's an A minor 9 because I'm doing this little hammer on with my pinky up top here on the 7th fret. I do that kind of 2 times. The second part of the level is the same. The first 2 chords are the same, and I'm doing a C major chord by just barring fret 5 on strings 4, 3, and 2. I do this little fill, and that's just me using my pinky. You could do your ring finger too to get the 7th fret of the B string. And that's really kind of just getting like the sharp 4 of the C chord there. Adds a little bit of tension to the riff. Okay, the next example, I'm doing a first inversion of the G major chord. I'm going to play a D major chord. Then I'm playing an A minor chord. I've got frets 10, 9, 10 on the strings 4 through 2 respectively. And I'm using my pinky to play an 11 on the top of the chord. Fret 10 on the high E string, but it's an 11th and interval wise. There's some fills using the A minor pentatonic scale. So in other words, I'm playing off the A minor chord and using the scale that relates to that chord. Even though the song's in the key of G, I'm playing off the A minor pentatonic scale. Same for the second half, the same chords. And then I hit this C chord. I use my thumb to grab the low C note, and I do a couple of quick little pentatonic licks in there to kind of, again, similar idea, playing off the C chord. Okay, the next example, I'm going to start in the same way. I'm going to have G major, then I'm playing this D major chord. I'm going to an A minor 7 chord next, and I'm using some double stops within the A minor pentatonic scale. Then next I've got a G major chord, going to a D major chord, throwing in a really quick D major pentatonic lick. Then when I go to the C, I'm playing a little bit of a blues sort of mixolydian feel, kind of a fun sound to throw in. The next tune and iconic chord progression we'll be taking a look at, I'm going to call this one Hey Jimmy. And I think when you hear it, you're going to recognize this set of chords. With this one, we've got split bars again. Specifically, we're going 2 beats of C, 2 beats of G, 2 beats of D, 2 beats of A, and then it's interesting, we get a little bit of space to kind of vibe out on. We have 4 beats of, well, 2 full bars, 4 beats times 2 of E major. Let's check this one out and see what we can do. C major chord here, and then I'm kind of voicing these chords across string sets 5 through 2 to this A chord here, and there's a quick little pentatonic. The next example, we have C and G kind of come across in a different way. We play the C chord in 8th position and do a little, and then we're using hammer-ons to catch this G chord with a descending D major pentatonic run. We're hitting strings 5 through 3 in this inversion of the A major chord. And then similar to the bit of more intricate sort of runs here, but we have some E major pentatonic runs to cap off the idea. example, we have a C major chord to start with, of course. Then I have a G major chord inversion with a quick major pentatonic lick in there, followed by an A major inversion chord here. Next, I'm playing just an E9 chord in place of the E major chord. Just the dominant chord gives a bit of extensions, and I've got some kind of tricky little descending fills using the E Mixolydian mode. Okay, the third and final iconic tune that we're going to check out, I am going to dub this one Sweet Home Canada, in honor of my home country. Now, this is a pretty great chord progression. I mean, you can say it's cliche and cheesy, but you know, it's cliche and cheesy for a reason. It really is that good. We are looking at a 2-bar chord progression, which is going to have a split bar, 2 beats of D, 2 beats of C, and then 4 beats of G. Let's dive in and see what these levels look like. So in example 1, I'm just using some simple inversions of the D, C, and G chords. Specifically, I'm using this D major chord with my ring finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string to this C major inversion, just simply barring fret 5 of strings 4, 3, and 2. And then I'm getting this G major chord inversion with my ring finger on the 9th fret of the D string. So it's kind of just connecting. It's like I'm using this C major to kind of connect these two same inversion shapes. This second example, we start off with a D major chord. My thumb is getting the 10th fret of the low E string. I'm doing a short double stop on the top 2 strings there. I've got a C major chord, and I'm using my pinky to get the 12th frets and the 15th fret. Last, I'm getting a G major chord inversion. My ring finger is on the 14th fret of the A string, and my index finger is getting the 12th frets of the 4th through 2nd strings. And I'm descending using some fills from the G major pentatonic scales. Okay, in this last example, I'm starting with just a root position D major chord here with my ring finger on the 12th fret. I'm doing a couple quick strums there, applying a D6 chord over top of that D bass note. And then next, I'm playing a C7 chord into that G major inversion chord. And I'm doing a couple of different passing sort of licks on the G major chord. Adds a little bit of sort of excitement to it, for sure. So there we have it. We played 3 classic tunes in ways that maybe you haven't done so before. I really hope you enjoyed this video and applied some of the concepts to make some steps forward in your guitar playing. If you enjoyed this, please feel free to like and subscribe to the Electric Guitar Academy YouTube channel, and also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you real soon with a new video.